What? Test? Okay, test. What the fuck? I literally didn't have the microphone activated. Now that I activated it out of nowhere tells me that it might lag. How is this going? There are some random lag spikes, but do I have something that I can close? I think I could try to close. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Let me see. What is the warning itself? Because I didn't really check. Encoder settings. How the fuck do I change encoder? Faster encoding. Wait, that is related to quality, no? Let me see that. I think I can check at the very least that. Even if I can't really change anything of that sort. Output. I think it is. No, yeah, output. Keyframe. Latency. Video? What? Downscale, outcome, downscale, audio, where? Output? Stream? No. Audio? No. What? Video encoder, yeah. My bro, I can't change anything. I can't change anything. I can't. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I think it is on the lowest already. So, aside from that, what else? I guess, yeah, I should try to make some proper messages about this being the stress test that I have been kind of wishing for so long. Also, I am properly streaming on 360p, no? Let me check that. I can check. Yeah, we have 360 unlocked. This is amazing. And the audio is still fucking shit, I think, I don't know. But anyways, anyways, let me, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't really worry that much. What I would like to have is some proper warning, because, okay, it isn't lagging. I don't know why, but it isn't lagging so far. So in that sense, yeah, very happy. But I would like to have some proper warning outside of a stream, instead of having to worry about anything of that sort, because, I mean, yeah, you know, there is no way for me to really see or not if I am having troubles with the buffering and all of that. But yeah, stress test. Are they called stress test? No, stress test. Yeah, let me check that. Also, okay, we're lying. How much? Not that much, like half a second or so. 360p on stream. Something that never happened before. My whole PC is lying now. My whole PC. No, not only OBS. Yeah, I guess I don't need a warning if I am going to notice that from all the places. Shit. But I almost hit exit. Holy fucking god. This, let me see. I will hope things go a little bit better when I change into what is it, into the new, not new, in reality there is literally nothing new, into the other thing, the one where there are no GIFs whatsoever playing in the background and all of that. Okay, we're kind of lying still, but no, I will not try to worry so much. Um, Let me place this over here. Let me say this. Post. Yeah, I guess. Also, where else? Where else? Where fucking else, my man? Pa 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 pa. Para pa pa. I think I can close this, no? Yeah. I don't really need to have that open. Uh, we shouldn't. Yeah, I need to check on the stream. We shouldn't be that much lagged behind. I will hope. But anyways, I mean, if it happens that we cannot really run 360p, it happens. No, not that much that I can really do. Let me see, let me say this over here. Also, what else? What else I am searching for? Towards where? Here. And okay, we have 50 seconds or less in reality, but anyways. Over here. Okay, I fucked up the link. Haha, one of the many places where I fucked up the link. Amazing. There it is. Quality content. So yeah, we have 9 seconds remaining, and I was kind of able to finish with a shitting. Whatever. So yeah, I don't think I have that much more to worry about. Let me, yeah, transition into here, I guess. Hello, hello, hello. Why is internet so weird? Is it properly streaming or not? Why is it below the average? What? I don't know, I don't know. Anyways, hello everybody. Here we are, testing, doing a lot of testing, hoping that PC can run this thing, you know? Because, I don't know. I think it is kind of necessary to see if we are really ready for this or not. At the end of the day, yeah, I wouldn't really say that my PC is that much capable of anything, or more properly to say my laptop. So yeah, here we are doing an stress test. In this case, continuing with the Mahabharata itself, yeah. But yeah, the point is to see how it goes. Let me play, pause. How much of a delay is there? Yeah, okay. We have already like 1 or 2 seconds of delay, I think. Sadly, already start from the lag and from the buffering that the PC is going through. But I will, let me see, I can close this, I can close also this other thing. And I can move from here to there, and also what more do I have to do, or can I try to do? I think not that much. I guess I don't know. Yeah, not that much. I guess. So next thing is for me to set up this over here. And yeah, I guess with this we are kind of ready. We shall see. We shall observe how all of this goes. I once again I say only. I guess kind of crazy to see that at first so far it seems to not be doing so bad. On more particular explanations, I wasn't really expecting to see that much of a change on the CPU because there are less than 100, I think. There were less than 100 pixels to from one place to the other. On one side, on the other, yeah, it was kind of double, but not that much to really do. Well, here we are. So far, it is functioning properly. So far, it seems to be running. And so far, once again I will repeat, so far, we don't really know how it will do later on. So far it seems to be stable, somewhat stable. So yeah, with that said, I think we are kind of, in that sense, yeah, great. I hope, I mean, not that much to really worry. There are not that many things that we can try to do about anything else, but yeah, so far here we are. What else? What else? I think, yeah, I had been also thinking about audio quality, in the sense of trying to see if I can make it work better. But it seems if it isn't a microphone, the one that works very bad, very poorly, somehow, I am doing something wrong with the settings. I will say. I will try to argue. Taking into consideration that yeah, I am no master technician at setting up any microphone whatsoever. So yeah. What else? What else? What else? I am forgetting. Oh yeah, I mean, not that much more to really say. There are not that many changes so far, I guess. But yeah, well, with yeah, I don't know. Kind of worrisome to see that it might not really be going into anywhere, taking into consideration once again, as I said, that there might be a very high chance of lag. But well, with that now for real, with that said, I think we can properly swap into something that requires a little bit of PC consumption, you know? So let me transition into this. Okay, there it is. And let me see, because I also, okay, we're having some lag already, but let me also, I can check, I can check, I can't check, I can't do anything to check. I forgot that I can check in my PC if I am doing this on the other side. Very, very well, I guess. Yeah, we will have to hope that it is working properly. We will have to hope. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Not that much to say then. Yeah, we will see how it goes, I guess. Aside from that, almost everything else is literally the same. So yeah, let me drink some water, as I should properly do before starting. Well, I here we are. On the story itself, going back into the book and stopping a little bit with all of the other kind of meaningless worries, we are on the Mahabharata as always, continuing with the Canto 77. After, if I am not wrong, it was after kind of seeing finally how the Pandavas were released from the. Yeah. Okay. We saw how all the Pandavas were released from the hands of the Kurus. Kandavas, I think they are called. No, Kuravas. Kauravas? I think they were Kauravas. And basically it happened that we saw that, and also after a long kind of battle of arguments, we also ended up seeing, I wouldn't say sadly, because it was very well predicted, how the Pandavas were going to be once again incarcerated, or well, in this case, not really incarcerated, simply exiliated from the reality itself of their whole race. I mean, that's well, we are now also seeing how everything is going to go, I guess. After if I'm not so wrong, we left on a part where there were so many, not directly curses, but the most similar thing that this book has, that is death threats, basically. And in this case, coming from the Pandavas themselves, as in obviously the most dangerous people of the world, in that sense, at least in these times. So yeah, not that many questions about what is going to happen. We are I don't really know where is it going to take us now, the book, but I will probably hope to see some little bits about what is going to happen next in the sense of who is going to die and all of that. But I don't know. We will see. Without any more to really say, I think, as always, hello, welcome everybody. I hope we can have a great time. Although the DC might lag, although things might not really go completely smoothly, we might as well still try to do our best to enjoy this because even if not all of the stars are on the sky in this beautiful night, it is still kind of a necessity of ours to pay attention to it and to appreciate the opportunity itself that we have of being in front of it. So yeah, here we are. Let us, as I said before, simply start with this. Not that much to say. As always, thanks, lookers, thanks for watching us. Let us start. Canto 77. Dita Parva continued. Yudhishthira says, I bid farewell to all the Maharatas, to my Pitama, to King Somadatta, to great Balika, Drona, Kripa, all the other kings, Aswadhama, Vidura, Daharatirashtra, all the sons of Daharatirashtra, to Yutsu, Sanjaya, and all the courtiers. I bid you all farewell, and returning, I will see you again. Overcome by shame, none of those men can make any reply to him. In their hearts, though, they pray for the welfare of that good and wise prince. Vidura now says, Prita is a princess by birth. It does not become her to go into the forest. She is old, delicate, and used to luxury. She will live in my home. Know this, O sons of Pandu, and let safety always be yours. The Pandava says, Anagha, sinless one, let it be as you say. You are our uncle, and so, even like our own father, we are all obedient to you, and you are, O learned one, our most revered elder. We must always obey you, and Mahatman, command us. What else shall we do? Vidura replies, Yudhishthira, in my opinion, a man vanquished by fall means need feel no pain at his defeat. You know every law of Dharma. Arjuna is ever victorious in battle. Bhimasena is the slayer of enemies. Nakula is the gatherer of wealth. Sahadeva is a great administrator. Daumya is the foremost of all who know the Vedas. And Draupadi knows both virtue and frugality well. You are devoted to one another. Feel delight in each other's company. Enemies cannot divide you, and you are contented. Who is there that will not envy you? O Mahabharata, this patient abstraction from the possession of the world will be of great benefit to you. No enemy, even if he were equal to Indra himself, will be able to withstand it. Once on the mountains of Himavat, beside Meru, Savarni taught you. In the town of Varanavata, Krishna Dvaipayana did, upon the cliff of Brigu, Rama, and on the banks of the Disrashwati, Shiva himself. Maharishi Asita gave you instruction on the hills of Anjana, and you became a disciple of Brigu on the banks of the Kalmashi. Narada and your priest Daumya will now become your gurus. In the matter of the next world, never abandon these profound lessons you have had from the Munis. O Pandava, your intelligence is greater than even that of Ila's son Pururavas. In might, you exceed all other kings, and in virtue, even the rishis. Therefore, resolve earnestly to win victory, which belongs to Indra, to control your wrath, which belongs to Yama, to give charity, which belongs to Kubera, and to restrain all passions, which belong to Varuna. O Mahabharata, from the moon take the power to please, the power to sustain from water, patience from the earth, energy from the sun, strength from the wind, and affluence from the other elements. May welfare and immunity from disease be yours. I hope to see you return, Yudhishthira. Act righteously and duly in all seasons, those of distress, those of difficulty, indeed, in all things. O son of Kunti, go forth with our leave. O Mahabharata, my blessings be upon you. No one can say that you have sinned, and so we do earnestly want to see you return, crowned with success. Bowing low to Bhishma and Drona, Yudhishthira, the son of Pandu, of prowess incapable of being baffled, says, Tatastu, so be it, and departs. I guess, yeah, aside from, there is kind of an obvious thing in this particular place, and that is all of the categories of all the elements in that sense, kind of hard to really, not hard by itself, but kind of a difficulty or tumultuous to properly observe what is it that they are kind of thinking about here. To a certain degree, as it happens that they are properly trying to it has a sense behind it, as in the different elements being part of also the human nature, which kind of gets not so easy to analyze, I will say. But yeah, I will still go back to it. I guess it isn't that impossible to see. I will expect here. Okay. Also something funny that I forgot to do is I forgot to change the category. Sorry for that. Let me do this. I think. Okay, there it is. Haha. Aha! I forgot to change it before. Here we are. Anyways, wait. This is the sun. No. Okay. Yes. It is over here. O Mahabharata, from the moon take the power to please, the power to sustain from water, patience from the earth, energy from the sun, strength from the wind, and affluence from the other elements. Kind of. I can understand first and foremost the energy from the sun. It is a very well known fact, I will say, that the sun can be very powerful. In that sense, I will also argue that maybe the idea behind at those time considering the sun as a source of energy lies in itself from I will say from the potential that it had to burn anything, and even more in the in the Hinduistic beliefs, the sun itself is also a deity, which at the end of time consumes everything with its fire. So in that sense, I try to see it from there. I think it makes sense from that side, that the energy from the sun is born from the god of the sun itself. The strength from the wind. And this one is a little bit easier because I remember the story of, or not the story itself that was completely displayed, but simply the mention of the god of winds that was literally the most, I wouldn't say the most, but compared to all the other gods, he was called the most powerful god itself. So in that sense, the strength I mean, it makes also sense, but okay, let me properly display this idea. The earth, if it also has to deal with gods, I will suppose that the patience is what kind of appears to be wild to me. I mean, patience. How is it that the earth is related to patience? I will argue that more than earth, kind of nature is the other element in this case, because maybe, I mean, the sun is powerful because the sun itself has such a capacity of destroying everything, and I will guess the earth is the contender for patience because it talks about the quality that it has to sustain out of the things that go through it. I will argue, if that were to be the proper argument in this case, I don't really have a possibility of knowing. I try to believe that that is the proper thing in this case. That is what it refers on the sense of calling the earth the element of patience. Water itself is also another kind of weird thing because the power to sustain, as in, it seems weird because in reality, sustain and patience, or the power to sustain and patience, seem to me kind of similar. I will guess that the power to sustain might as well refer more to the side of the power to physically be capable of surviving, something like that. Also, the power of the moon to please is still okay. I think I have the other side that I was wanting, in the sense of all of these elements having the possibility of being seen. The only one that I kind of don't completely understand is the affluence from other elements. But I guess it happens that when they don't specify what they are talking about, I don't see that much of a possibility of explaining anything so far, when there is no possible thing to really explain in this case. What could try to be a proper explanation for this? The affluence from the other elements. I can see it. I can see what it tries to refer. But also, before moving to the proper analysis that I think talks about the nature of the elements, the strength from the wind might be associated not only from the gods, but what I forgot to mention before, from the fact that the wind itself is, as an element, something incredibly powerful to those who don't really understand what it is. When you see, even if you understand what it is, I don't think it really changes the nature of the strength of the wind. When you understand how capable of destroying things it is, because most of the, also at least now we know, most of the natural disasters are born from winds, from hurricanes, from tornadoes, and from all of those things. So I guess in that sense, the proper or the most basic idea of comprehending how something that can be considered a simple breeze can destroy trees and can erase even whole forests because of its intensity, and obviously uproot all of the proper plants that are on the ground. Because of it, the wind is kind of considered what brings strength, instead of what I will argue could be taken as the earth, but I don't know. What I think in this case, from the other side, I don't see how to connect those two realities, but what I think also has an explanation for most of the terms here is when it refers to the concept of the moon as the power to please. Slowly here I am going to explain every one of them, or I am going to try the best to make sense out of them. The moon itself doesn't really refer to the moon, but rather to the whole phase in which the moon exists in the world, as in the night. And in the night, what can be considered to please is, more than anything else, to get the first and foremost pleasure of resting, and also the second type of pleasure, that is the carnal pleasure, that in this case, I don't really get how it can be talked about here, taking into consideration that they might not take their wife with them, but the power to indulge kind of in pleasing experiences on one side, because on the other side what is the energy from the sun can kind of be explained from the idea of the sun itself contains, let's say, aspects that are relating to the day, and on throughout the day you need to exert physically yourself, or at the very least taking into consideration all of the knowledge that is always predicated on the Mahabharata, basically that you should try to do your best and that you should try to work every single day if you can, and that you should always, no matter if you're a king or if you're a slave, fulfill your task and keep doing what you know you should do and all of that. Therefore, throughout, in this case, it can be comprehended that during the night you should indulge in pleasure more than anything else, in the pleasure of resting, and throughout the day you should exert your energy, as in the sun, because you know that you have responsibilities. What I think speaks about the earth is still kind of hard to properly put together, but talks about the capacities that the earth holds over letting anything grow inside of it. In a sense, no matter what you plant in the ground commonly, it needs to have earth, and the earth itself needs to let it grow, and after that it also needs to open itself for the possibility of any particular seed that you planted to really coming into life. So it might as well also speak about the nature of the human itself in its capacity of understanding the longevity of those processes, I will argue. The one that still kind of doesn't make sense to me is the water, but I will guess it can be more than anything else related to the fact of water as something that we consume, because in reality, I guess it isn't something so unknown to every single human race, no? That you need to stay hydrated, in the sense of you need to have water inside of your body, and you need to constantly replenish the water that you have to be capable of sustaining, in this case, your life more than anything else. Because if you don't have proper water, you're not going to be alive. Obviously, also inside of water, or inside the concept of water, maybe it is also encapsulated the idea of food, I will guess, as something else that needs to be paid attention, because obviously whoever desires to stay alive needs to consume both solid and liquid stuff to stay alive. And even more, obviously, if they have a proper nutrition, something more advanced that we develop with time, they can be in better health and all of that. But the basic idea is, from water you gain health, as you want to be healthy and you want to be alive, basically. So that is what it refers when it talks about water as something that gives you the power to sustain. The only one in this case, or in this type of explanation, that I can't really put into anything is the affluence from all the other elements. I will try to say that it might as well refer to the idea of trying to extract from whatever it is that you have in front of you, and from the more unknown parts of life, to fulfill and to have as much as you can from them, in the sense of, in your life you're always going to find more and more things to learn, and as long as you are capable of becoming fluent on all of those knowledges, and as long as you're capable of becoming someone who utilizes what they see and what they gain from life itself, no matter which type of element, you can integrate them into something that makes you, therefore, a better version of yourself, let's say. So that is why, in that sense, the affluence from the other elements is something so kind of unclear, because at the end of the day it refers to the whole practice, and even more taking into consideration how much of an importance it is given in the Mahabharata and in the whole Hinduistic belief to keep learning and to keep understanding and having dharma and working towards dharma and having a good karma also, and trying to be someone who knows the Vedas and who knows the Vedangas and all of that stuff, to be affluent in knowledge and in wisdom, I will guess. But yeah, I don't know. I might be missing something, or I might have tried to give it an incredibly complex explanation when in reality it is only one or two, as I say here. Um, no, it is only one sentence. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's all I can say so far with this one. But yeah, I mean, it is one of those most mysterious things that gets no explanation whatsoever before. But when you try your best to explain them, you see that there are different concepts that can be applied to the same thing. That is what makes me desire to analyze them, let's say here, in this particular case. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that is all I have to say in this case. So yeah, let me drink water and after that I continue. Very well. So I am forgetting something. I think not, right? I hope. So well. Anyways, um, let me now. Yeah, as I said before, simply continue. I think we are done with Canto 77. Um, yeah. Also, let me say, are we not lying? Just in case. No, so far not. So, anyways, here we are. Canto 78. This the part will continue. My Sampayana said, when Draupadi is about to set out, she goes to the illustrious Kunti and solicits her leave. She takes her leave of the other ladies of the household, all of them plants in grief. Saluting and embracing every one of them, as each deserves, she asks them to permit her to go away. Then, within the inner apartments of the Pandavas, a loud wail of grief arises. Kunti, in terrible distress to see Draupadi about to go, says, her voice choking, my child, do not grieve that this calamity has overtaken you. You know well the alarm of woman, and your behavior and conduct are as they shall be. Oh, my princess of sweet smiles, I need not teach you your duty towards your husbands. You are chaste and accomplished, and your qualities have adorned the race of your beard, as also the house into which you have come through marriage. Ah, the Kauravas are fortunate that your wrath has not burned them to ashes. My daughter, go safely, blessed by my prayers. Good woman, never allow their hearts to come unstrung at what is inevitable. Protected by Dharma, which is superior to everything, you will soon find good fortune again. While living in Devana, keep your eye on my child Sahadeva. See that his heart does not sink under the weight of this tragedy. Bathed in tears, still wearing her single cloth stained with her woman's blood, her hair in disarray, saying Tatastu, Draupadi leaves her mother-in-law as she goes. Sobbing, Prita follows her in grief. Kunti does not go far when she sees her sons, shorn of their ornaments and royal robes, clad in deerskin, and their heads bent down with shame. She sees them surrounded by rejoicing enemies and pitying friends. Filled by a tide of mother's love, Kunti approaches her sons, embracing them, tears in her eyes and voice. She says, you are virtuous and decorous, you own every noble quality, and you are respectful towards all. You are all high-minded and serve your elders, and you are also devoted to the gods and the performance of yagnas. Ah, then why has such disaster overtaken you? From where this sudden reversal of fortune? I do not see through whose villainy this sin has come over you. Alas, I give beer to you. This must be my ill luck visited on your innocent lips, for you are all blessed with the finest virtues, great vitality and prowess, strength, fortitude, and power. Oh, How will you now live in penury in the pathless forest? If I knew that one day this would be your fate, I would have never left the mountains of Satsringa to come to Hastinapura when Pandu died. Your father was a fortunate man, as I see now, and reaped every fruit of his asceticism. He was gifted with foresight, and he rose into Swarga without feeling any pain on his son's account. Fortunate, too, was Madri, as I looked at it today. She, also, it seems, knew what the future held and chose the high path of freedom from this life, and every blessing which comes with it. Ah, Madre looked on me as her support, and her heart and her love were always fixed upon me. I curse my desire to live, which makes me suffer like this today. My children, all of you are exceptionally worthy and dear to me. I had you all after long suffering. Oh, I cannot leave you. I will also go with you. Oh, Panchali, why do you leave me? All that lives is sure to die. Has Brahma forgotten to ordain? This Kunti is dead. Perhaps it is so, and that is why life does not quit me. Krishna, O you who dwell in Dwaraka, O Sankarsana's younger daughter, where are you? Why don't you deliver me and these Purushottamas from such misery? They say that you, who are without beginning and without end, save those that think of you. Why is this being proved false? These sons of mine have always cloven to virtue, nobility, honor, and prowess. They do not deserve this suffering. Oh, show mercy when there are such elders in our race like Bhishma and Drona and Kripa, all of us who know Dharma and the world well. How does this tragedy overtake us? Oh, Pandu, where are you? How do you countenance your good princess to be sent into exile, defeated at dice? Sahadeva, do not go. You are my dearest child, dearer to me, O son of Madri, than my body. Do not forsake me. You must show me some kindness. Let Dharma bind your brothers to go into Devana, but you stay with me, my child, and earn your punya through serving me. The Pandavas consoled their weeping mother, and also, plunging grief, set out for the forest. Though grief-stricken himself, Vidura consoles Kunti as best as he can, and slowly leads her back into his home. The women of Dharatirashtra's household hear about all that happened, about Draupadi being dragged into the Sabha, about the exile of the Pandavas, and they weep and blame the Kauravas openly. Then they sit sunk in gloom, many with their lotus-like faces buried in their fair hands. Dharatirashtra begins to think of the danger, which he sounds no face, and he has no peace of mind, but is a prey to constant anxiety. Utterly distraught, he sends a messenger to Vidura, saying, "Let Shata come to me without a moment's delay." Vidura comes immediately to the Dharatirashtra's palace. As soon as he arrives, the king questions about how the Pandavas left Hastinapura. I guess there isn't really that much to analyze, to a certain extent, because the nature of the text obviously is talking about the importance that a mother has over the life of their child, and even more how much of an incredibly deep observance a mother has about the gift that is to have a child, and in this case, obviously, how much the parents tend to suffer. In this case, it doesn't stop being kind of a weird story to a certain extent, because if I can't remember okay, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I need to see what was her name. Who was it? Let me see. Kunti? Kunti? Okay, supposedly Kunti was the mother of them. I don't remember if she was the mother or if she was not the mother, but rather the one who gave birth to the other 101 guys, and yeah, the Kauravas. and she's the mother of this princess of the Pandavas. So I don't know about that, but I know that at the very least, Dharatirashtra isn't the father, yet he kind of plays the role of the father. So yeah, although it is still weird, and although it isn't the normal family roles, the structure of a family in which a father and a mother, obviously in this case, suffer the loss of their, yeah, more than anything else, their kids, is very well portrayed. I will guess to a certain extent. Um, the concept of gods plays kind of a role in the sense of making everything seem harsher than what it really is. Because at the end of the day, even if it is true that the Pandavas are now going to face exile, they don't have a shorter death, let's say, and even more taking into considerations, obviously, that they are somewhat of a very capable race or of a very capable bunch, and even more when they are all together. So yeah, I would not believe that they are going to die or that they are going to approach death in any way in particular. Even more when they are all going through this experience themselves, a kind of I wouldn't say willingly, but yeah, honorably. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There, is there something that I kind of miss? I guess yeah, there shouldn't be that much of a message lost in the way. I mean, the, oh, yeah, this part over here is kind of the only good lesson that can be extracted from all of this. Um, the Pandavas console their weeping mother and also plunging grief set out for the forest. That is the only part that can be kind of taken into consideration as something kind of special because it kind of talks about the nature of the Pandavas as, in this case, going back into the mother and father role, uh, kids that can properly understand that they need to be separated from their family and that although they are in pain, they fulfill their roles and do not let those feelings of sadness overtake them and not allow them to grow even more. Because, yeah, just in that sense, obviously, it seems to be very clear that this is kind of the final phase of growth that they always have been needing. Because even if they were perfect, quote unquote, they still failed and they are obviously now facing the consequences of not really being capable of dealing with different problems. And to a certain extent, what I can also kind of say or extract from this, now that I say it like this, is when they come and kill the Kauravas, um, they are going to finally become perfect because I think I talked about it before. In a sense, what is also talked about when it comes to the Kauravas and the Pandavas is they kind of represent or can also be taken as part of the human nature of oneself. And in that sense, it is that the purity or the goodness overtakes everything that was bad. And probably, I am not so sure about it. I wouldn't put all of my money on that idea, but maybe they're going also to let the Dharatirashtra be alive. Because even if he was kind of somebody who influenced things to go as badly as they ended up going right now, even if that is true, he isn't still in the depth of it the worst that was born from the darkness. Therefore, he kind of deserves to be alive. I mean, why wouldn't somebody who isn't completely rotten to the core compared to the other Kauravas be given a second chance? Or, yeah, given the possibility to redeem himself, not a second chance. I guess this is this might as well be probably the 100th chance or something like that. So, yeah, I guess that's it in that sense. But, yeah, not that much to really say that I probably haven't said before. So, yeah, let me drink water, and after that, I shall continue. Let me check on. Uh, uh, So, here we are on Canto 79. Very well. Okay, yes. I think I'm not missing anything. So, anyways, Canto 79. Yuta Parva continued. By Sampayana said, as soon as Vidura of great foresight enters his presence, Ambika son, the king Dagaratirastra, asked his brother nervously, how did Dharmaputra Yudhishthira live, and how Bhima and Arjuna, and how Madri's twins, how, O Shata, did Daumya proceed, and illustrious Draupadi? I want to hear everything, Vidura. Tell me everything they did. Vidura replies, Kanti's son Yudhishthira went forth covering his face with a cloth. Bhima, O king, went staring at his own mighty arms. Arjuna threw pieces of earth around him as he followed Yudhishthira. Madri's son smeared his face darkly when he went, and Nakula also covered his handsome face with dirt, and he was full of sorrow. The large-eyed and beautiful Krishna's hair was loose and disheveled, and she covered her face as well, following the king's, and she wept ceaselessly. Rahan, Daumya, walked with kusakras in his hands, and he chanted the ominous mantras from the Samaveda, which are for Yama, the god of death. Dagaratirastra asks, tell me, O Vidura, what does all this mean, the manner of the Pandavas going forth? Vidura replies, although your sons persecuted him, robbed him of his kingdom and wealth, the mind of Yudhishthira Dharmatma has not yet deviated from the way of Dharma. O Mahabharata, Yudhishthira is always kindly towards your sons, though he has been deprived of his kingdom and possessions by vile means, and wrath fills his heart. He does not open his eyes, thinking, I will not burn the people by looking at them with angry eyes. Pandu's royal son went forth covering his face. Let me tell you now why Bhima went forth as he did. I have no equal in the strength of my arms. This is what Bhima thought as he repeatedly flexed his mighty arms. He is proud of his strength, Brikodara, and flexed, and stretched them to show what he would like to do to his enemies with those arms. And Kunti's son, Arjuna, Savyasachin, who is perfectly ambidextrous, followed Yudhishthira, scattering bits of earth, which shall be as the arrows he will lose in battle. Mahabharata. He showed the ease with which he will dispatch his arrows by what he did. Sahadeva had darkened his face, thinking that none should recognize him on this dreadful day. Exalted one, Nakula had smeared himself with dirt, for he thought, I must not steal the heart of any woman who sees me, so handsome is he. Draupadi wore one piece of stained cloth, with her hair loose and crying. She meant that the wives of those who had reduced her to this will lose their husbands, their sons, and all their kinsmen when 13 years have passed, and they shall enter Hastinapura during their periods, smeared with blood, their hair loose, and forced to offer Tarpana to their dead. O Mahabharata, the learned Daumya, his passions restrained, held the kusagras on his hand, its blades pointing to the southwest, and walked before the sons of Pandu, singing the mantras of the Samaveda, which belong to Yama. What that Brahmana meant is that when the gurus are slain, their priests will sing the Sama mantras for their dead, as he was doing. As for the people, they are grief-stricken and repeatedly they cried out, Alas, alas, our lords are going away. Fie on the Guru elders that, from base greed, they acted like foolish children by banishing the heirs of Pandu. Alas, we shall all be masterless without Pandu's eldest son. What love can we ever have for the avaricious and evil Kurus? Thus, O king, did the sons of Kunti, of great sleep, showing by their manner and with signs the resolutions that are in their hearts, as those Purushottamas left Hastinapura, gushes of lightning crackled in a cloudless sky, and the earth herself trembled. Rahu came to devour the sun, although it was not the day of the eclipse. Meteors fell, keeping the city to the right. Jackals, vultures, crows, and other carnivorous beasts and birds shrieked and cried aloud from the temples of the gods, and from the tops of sacred trees and walls, and from housetops. All these awful omens we saw, O king, portending the destruction of the Kurus as a result of your evil counsels. While the Haratirashtra and Vidura speak thus together in the Kaurava Sabha, before the eyes of all appears Narada, best of the Varishis. Finally, Narada, the one and only Narada, he says, darling, because of Duryodhana's sins, 14 years from now, the mighty Arjuna and Bhima will kill all the Kauravas, saying this, that greatest of divine sages, adorned with transcendent Vedic grace, rises straight into the air and vanishes. Then Duryodhana, Karna and Sakuni think of Drona as their only hope and refuge and offer him the kingdom. Drona says to the impious and choleric Duryodhana, Dusasana, Kama, and indeed all the Maharatas, the Brahmanas all say that the Pandavas are born of the Devas and they cannot be killed. Yet, since the Haratirashtra's sons and these kings seek my protection with reverence, I will protect them to the best of my power. Destiny is supreme, and I cannot abandon the Kauravas. Beaten at dice, the sons of Pandu have gone into exile in the forest for 12 years. They will practice brahmacharya during these years, return in anger, and take revenge on their enemies. Once I took his kingdom from Drupada, and he performed my yagna to have a son who will kill me. Held by the rishis Yaga and Upayaga, Drupada did have a son, Drestadyumna, born from the sacrificial fire, and also a faithless daughter, Krishna. Drestadyumna is not the brother-in-law of the Pandavas and dear to them. It is him that I fear. No mortal woman bore him. He is resplendent, born with a bow and arrows and clad in armor. I am mortal, and I do fear him. That Parantapa has taken the side of the Pandavas, and I will lose my life if I ever encounter him in battle. O Kauravas, the world says, Drestadyumna is destined to kill Drona. What can be more painful to me? Because of you, Duryodhana, the dread time of war and death has almost come. You must prepare yourself for every exigency. Do not think that you have achieved everything you wanted by sending the Pandavas into exile. This happiness will last just a moment, for as long as in winter a palm tree's shadow rests at its base. Perform every yagna that you can, Mahabharata, enjoy your life while you are still able, and give generous charity. When 13 years have passed, great tragedy will overwhelm you. The Haratirashtra says, Shata, the Acharya speaks the truth. Go and bring back the Pandavas. If they do not come back, let them go with all respect and affection. They are like my sons. Let them be given weapons, chariots, foot soldiers, and the means to enjoy every luxury in the wilderness. I think I had been thinking already this concept from some time ago, and I didn't want to mention it because I didn't see a proper way to put it into words, first and foremost, and also the fact that it might as well feel like an insult almost to say it, because they are not really things that can be kind of compared, first and foremost, and also because even if they can be in some way kind of compared, as I said before, kind of, not really compared, because they don't really share that many categories or anything like that, they still have some other qualities and some other parts that don't really make them be completely, I wouldn't say similar, but with this final part I think I can try to mention it properly. And obviously, I have already given a warning just in case. It might as well be completely false. So yeah, do not take my word as knowledge. It is completely random things that I'm going to say. Yeah, see it like that. Here. Do not think that you have achieved everything you wanted by sending the Pandavas into exile. This happiness will last just a moment, for as long as in winter a palm tree's shadow rests at its base. Perform every yagna that you can. Mahabharata, enjoy your life while you're still able and give generous charity. When 13 years have passed, great tragedy will overwhelm you. I was thinking about the concept of I do not I don't know if I wouldn't I don't have the possibility of saying properly or not if mm, in the times of the Mahabharata they know or not about uh, this disease that now we call cancer. And also, hello, Chol. Sorry for being in such a mood, but yeah, wait, welcome, my man. I hope you did well. Also, I I want to ask because I didn't see anything mentioned. Let me take a second. What happened, bro? I was trying to watch your stream and it cut off out of nowhere. What happened, my man? But sorry for asking if it was something serious. I hope whatever it is, you're fine now. But yeah. You have no idea. Okay. I but you noticed that it never cutting off, no? You noticed that, or did you keep talking and that later on? No, no, this is so sad. No, what? No, this is. Did you also record or something like that? Man, no. No, no. There was no, this is so fucking sad. What the fuck happened? I mean, yeah, you were sounding so interested that's why I ask. I mean, fuck. There was a. I mean, you say that. I guess I don't know, but well, you did a practice run. Now you'll have to do it again. I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Try to laugh. Try to not get so angry, I guess. Man, this is so sad. Uh, yeah, I mean, the problem is that the stream disappeared completely and that you weren't streaming. So I guess people, if they were still checking, they would have told you. I don't know. I don't know. I think I left like after 10 or 15 minutes of you dying in the middle of everything. But yeah, okay, yes. Kind of obvious. You should try to check if it is going to that might happen once again out of nowhere because kind of worrisome, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I hope it can go well the next time if it is that you're going to do it, and I hope if you didn't lose the wish to once again remake that content. I think it was going to be interesting. That is all I can say. It was going to be interesting, but it was literally the worst timing also. It was incredibly the worst timing. But anyways, I don't know. So sorry for that, my man. I think that was kind of crazy. But yeah. Point is here we are. I was trying to mention, as I said before, one of my few theories is I don't really know. I don't really have in mind, nor I have seen anywhere if this whole concept of cancer and this whole concept of disease that ends up driving people to death can be was known in those times. But I think to a certain extent it can be said that the Kauravas represent somebody who extracted from themselves a kind of disease and somebody who extracted from themselves improperly a disease, because to a certain idea or to a certain extent it can be said that the Pandavas were retired from their body and were eliminated from their lives. But in reality, in this case, there is also time limit. That is, after 13 years, they are going to go back. And I don't really see how it can also be said to a certain extent, because it feels like if it was more of a medicinal knowledge contained in that view, that they know that in this case, sorry for the allegory, but the kind of cancer is going to come back to the body, or the disease is going to come back to the body, and it's going to take them, and it's going to kill them unavoidably, because it means that they have a limited amount of time to live, and that there is no way for them to avoid the consequences of their actions. Before going with this idea, I was thinking about the possibility of what happens when somebody decides to lie, and the unavoidable reality of reality itself snapping back into order, and things getting once again to be straight after the reveal of lies are told. But yeah, that's one particular idea doesn't really apply here, because sadly it is already a given fact that the Kauravas cheated, and that the Pandavas are going to get back at them. So that is why I kind of try to see it from that other side, I will say. That the disease of death was quote unquote avoided for the body of the dying Kaurava itself, but that now they have to do their best, or do as much as they can before their final time comes, because it is a dying man's body that encounters himself against the almost unavoidable passage of time also, because they are going to, no matter what they do, face their destruction in this case, and obviously face their end. So yeah, that is kind of what also I felt, and I don't know if I properly said it or not, but yeah, I wouldn't say it is an strange passage, but I mean, the idea itself is try to have it another meaning. I think I say it because I think it had that possibility in this case. A sequel as I did with the other, the last one that had that was related to the elements. In some cases, yeah, I guess now I wouldn't say now. Probably I wasn't paying really that much attention before, but there are some parts where concepts are diluted and are hidden behind some other things, like the whole elements before, that were more than anything else really referring to the nature of men and to the different necessities that a man has, or that a human has. Sorry. So yeah, all of that. Now I think I might as well simply continue. But before, no, after drinking water. Give a second. Here we are. So, Canto 80. Dita Parva continua. But Zambayana said, when Vidyanath dies, the Pandavas leave for the forest. The Haratirastra is overcome by anxiety. While he sits restless and sighing in sorrow, Sanjaya approaches him and says, Lord of the earth, you have gained the whole world with all its wealth, and you have sent Pandu's sons into exile. Why, O king, are you grieving now? The Haratirastra says, who are they that will not grieve, who must face those Kshatriyas Rishabhas in battle, fighting for their great chariots with their allies around them? Sanjaya says, Rahan, this terrible enmity is because of what you did, and it will surely fetch the destruction of the world as we know it. Although Bhishma, Drona and Vidura forbade him, you evil, shameless Duryodhana sent his Suta messenger to bring the chaste Draupadi into court. The gods first deprived the man of his reason, to whom they wish to send defeat and disgrace. Then that man sees everything in a strange light. When doom is near, evil appears as good to his mind corrupted by sin, and he clings firmly to it. Adharma appears to be Dharma, and Dharma as Adharma to the doomed man, and invariably he chooses to tread the path of sin, for it attracts him inexorably. The time of doom does not arrive with a cudgel upraised to smash a man's head. No, the mark of impending doom is that it makes a man see good in evil, and evil in good. The wretches have brought unthinkable nemesis upon us all by dragging the helpless Panchali into our sabha. Who but Duryodhana, cheating at dice, could even think of bringing chaste, beautiful, and intelligent Draupadi, born from no woman's womb, but from the sacred fire, she who knows Dharma, and shaming her in this court? In her period, wearing only a single cloth, when the lovely Krishna was dragged here, she looked at the Pandavas. She saw them robbed of their kingdom, their wealth, even stripped of their robes. She saw them as slaves, bound by Dharma. They could do nothing to protect her. And before these assembled kings, Duryodhana and Kama spoke vile, savage words to her, while she wept in grief and anger. All this surely portends fearful consequences. The Haratirastra says, Sankhya, the angry look of Draupada's daughter could consume the world. Will even a single son of mine escape death? The wives of the Maharatas and Ganhari set up a great lament, wailing in grief to see the young, virtuous, and beautiful Krishna dragged into our court. Even now, they and all my subjects weep every day. Enraged by what was done to Draupadi, the Brahmanas in Apati did not perform their Agnihotra that evening. The winds blew in awesome gusts, even as they do at the time of the Pralaya, and there was a fearsome thunderstorm. Meteors fell from the sky, and Rahu swallowed the sun unseasonably, terrifying the people. Suddenly, war chariots took fire, and their flagstaffs fell down. Foreboding evil to the Maharatas, shakals began to howl frightfully from Duryodhana's sacred fire chamber, and asses brayed in response from all directions. Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Somarata, and Mahatama Balika all left the sabha. It was then that, at Vidura's advice, I said to Draupadi, I will grant you boons, O Krishna, whatever you ask. Panchali begged me to set the Pandavas free, and I did, commanding them to return to their capital in their chariots with their bows and arrows. Vidura told me, this will prove to be the end of the race of Mahabharata. This Panchali is the faultless Sri Lakshmi herself. She is divinely born, and the wife of the sons of Pandu. The angry Pandavas will never forgive this insult to her, nor will the mighty Vrishni, bowmen, or the dauntless Panchala warriors suffer this. With Krishna of invincible prowess to support him, Arjuna will assuredly return, surrounded by the Panchala host. Prodigious Bhimasena of unequal strength will come back, whirling his mace like Yama himself with his cudgel. These kings will never be able to bear the force of Bhima's mace. Therefore, Rakan, to me, not hostility but peace forever with the sons of Pandu seems the best course. The Pandavas have always been mightier than the Kauravas. You know that Bhima killed the great Harasandha with his bare hands. O Bharata Rishabha, make peace with the sons of Pandu, without any scruple of favor. Unite the cousins. If you do that, you will surely find good fortune. So Vidura said to me, speaking words of both Dharma and Artha, but moved by love for my son. I did not listen to him. So said by Sampayana to Hanamaihaya. What? What? This guy knew that it was the correct decision. Why did he? I mean, just because he loved his son? What? What? I don't get the reason. I mean, I never understood the character of the Haratirastra himself, I guess. Why did he decide to be so incredibly, to a certain extent, stupid? And why he decided to kill his whole race just because he loved his son? I guess, in that sense, I always see him as the all-consuming father, the one who doesn't really realize that his decisions, because he believes that he is properly loving his son, he is damaging the rest of the things, and that he's kind of, in this case, unavoidably driving the Kauravas to death, because he isn't really doing anything good for them. He's only overshielding them of the reality. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all I can say. There was something that I think is more important than that conclusion. So, where is it? I saw it, and I think it was incredibly clear. This one, I mean, it doesn't really need that much explanation. So let me do this. Is this? No. Okay. It is both of these two passages. Let's say. The gods fiercely deprive the man of his reason, to whom they wish to send defeat and disgrace. Then that man sees everything in a strange light. When doom is near, evil appears as good, to his mind corrupted by sin, and he clings firmly to it. Adharma appears to be Dharma, and Dharma as Adharmam, to the doomed man, and invariably he chooses to tread the path of sin, for it attracts him inexorably. The time of doom does not arrive with a cudgel or race to smash a man's head. No, the mark of impending doom is that it makes a man see good in evil, and evil in good. Yeah, the first part makes kind of sense because it talks more than anything else. Yes, in this case, about the idea of karma setting things straight, because it talks about the concept of gods and the gods that want to kind of punish, as they said here, send defeat and disgrace. The men who they, in this case, want to punish, and that doesn't happen to everybody. It happens to the doomed man. Obviously, somebody who is doomed does things that end up driving those people to those unavoidable times, let's say. In that sense, it is even more logical to see that it takes time, let's say. In a shorter version, it takes time, and that the mark of impending doom is that it makes a man see good in evil and evil in good. It ends up being kind of a incredibly torturous, long process through which people realize how damaging it is for them to finally see or not that they are doing bad. I guess in this case it never talks about the doomed men, about that they will realize that they were doing things incorrectly. But one of the few concepts that also comes to my mind when I saw this was the idea of most of the time the path towards evil is cemented with good intentions, or is paved with good intentions. So that part that says Adharma appears to be Dharma and Dharma as Adharma makes also sense, because the one who has to deal with the consequences of their actions doesn't really realize that they were doing things incorrectly, because to their eyes they will always feel that things were going straight and that they were doing something great for the world or something like that. So in that sense, this whole passage, let's say, or these whole two passages, quote unquote, like more than anything else, about the concept of the unavoidability that lies behind doing things wrong. But I mean, yeah, it only talks about that. The rest of the book contains all of the knowledge about how to avoid it and how to not fail and how to not get into the hands of bad and all of that. So yeah, that is basically this simple idea. So yeah, basically that I guess. Let me continue with something else. End of Safra Parva. Just in case I think I didn't read that. So yeah, very well. Let's see. Vana Parva. Why did it change? What? Why is there no more cantos now? Why is there a part? I like my cantos, man. Ah, no, there it is. Wait, the Vana Parva has multiple parts, I guess. Wow, I didn't expect that. Anyways, okay. Then, as I said, Vana Parva, part 1, and Canto 1, Aranyaka Parva. Before I continue, let me drink water. But yeah, very much makes sense so far. Let me, as I said before, get going with this. Canto 1, Aranyaka Parva. I bow down to Narayana, and Nara, foremost of Purushas, and the Devi Saraswati, and uttered the word Haya, Hanamehaya said. O Divigotama, having been beaten at dice by the Haratirastra sons and their counselors, incensed by those evil ones who so created a fierce enmity, having been spoken to so harshly, what did my ancestors, Prita's sons, do? Equal to saccharine prowess, deprived suddenly of their wealth and plunged into misery. How did the Pandavas pass their days and in the forest? Who followed them? How did those Mahatmas bear themselves? How did they sustain themselves and where did they live? Most illustrious Varamanotama, how did those Kshatriyas pass 12 years in Devana? Those Parantapas, how did the princess, best among women, devoted to her husbands, so virtuous, always speaking the truth, and surely deserving no such trial, endure the exile? Tell me all this in detail, O Brahmana, for I want to hear the story of those heroes of abundant prowess and luster. Ah, great is my curiosity. Vaishampayana said, defeated at dice and incensed by the Haratirashtra's evil sons and their counselors, Prita's princess Prita's princess set out from Hastinapura through the Vadhamana gate of the city, bearing their weapons and accompanied by Draupadi. They go in a northerly direction. Indrasena and others, with their wives and servants, altogether 14, follow them in swift chariots. When the people hear of their leaving, they are grief-stricken and search for Bhishma and Vidura, Drona and Gautama. Gathering, they speak fearlessly to one another. Alas, our families, we ourselves, and our homes are lost when the malignant Duryodhana, supported by Sakuni, Kama and Dusasana, aspires to this kingdom. Oh, our families, our customs, our virtue and prosperity are all doomed. Where this sinner, supported by wretches as sinful as him, aspires to the throne, and where can there be happiness where these are gone? Duryodhana bears malice towards all his superiors. He has left Dharma and fights with his own kin. Covetous, vain and mean, his nature is cruel. The very earth is doomed when Duryodhana rules. So let us go with the kind of noble Pandavas, who are self-controlled, victorious over their enemies, who are humble, honorable, and devoted to Dharma. The people follow the Pandavas, and with folded hands say to the sons of Kunti and Madri, be you blessed. Where are you going? Leaving us in sorrow? Wherever you go, we will follow you. We are distraught to hear how ruthless enemies vanquish you with deceit. We are your loving subjects, your devoted friends, who always serve and wish you well, and it does not become you to forsake us. We do not want to be plunged into ruin, living under the rule of the Kuro king. Purshari Shabhas, listen while we describe the Punyan and Papa which accrue from associating with the good and evil. As cloth, water, the ground, and sesame seed are perfumed by contact with flowers, so are the qualities of men always produced through their associations. Associating with fools creates illusions which entangle the mind, just as keeping company with good men daily leads to the practice of virtue. They who wish for moksha must associate with the wise, the old, the honest, and the pure, ascetic men. They must serve such men, for the knowledge, the birth, and the deeds of such men are all pure, and associating with them is superior even to studying the scriptures. Though we have no religious merits ourselves, we will find punya if we keep the company of the good, just as we will find sin by serving sinners. The very sight and touch of the dishonest, conversation with them and their company, all cause diminution of dharma, and such men never find purity of mind. Associating with the base impairs the understanding, and with the mediocre, and makes the mind mediocre, while communion with the good exalts the heart. All the attributes which are spoken of as sources of dharma, artha, and kama, and which men esteem and which the Vedas extol, dwell in you, individually and jointly. So, for our own welfare, we want to live amongst you who possess those qualities. Yudhishthira says, we are blessed that the people, led by the Brahmanas, moved by kindness and love, create us with merits which we do not have. But my brothers and I ask all of you to do just one thing, and you must not do otherwise, because of your affection or your pity for us. Our grandfather Bhishma, King Dharatirashtra, Vidura, my mother, and most of my well-wishers are all in Hastinapura. So, if you seek our welfare, unite together and care for them, for they are plunged in sorrow. Grieved by your living, you have come far. Go back and let your hearts be directed with tenderness towards the relatives I entrust to you as pledge. This is the one thing upon which my heart is set, and by doing this, you will do me great service and give me much satisfaction. When Yudhishthira Dharmatma says this, the people set up a loud lament, crying, Alas, O king! Sorrowing deeply when they think of the virtues of Prita's son. Reluctantly, they take leave of the Pandavas and turn back towards the city. When the people followed them no longer, the Pandavas climbed into their chariots, and riding, reached the mighty banyan tree called Brahmana of the banks of the Ganga. It is dusk, and Pandu's heroic sons purified themselves, touching the river's holy water, and passing the night in that place. They spent that night only drinking water. Some Brahmanas, both those that kept the sacred fire and those who did not, with their disciples and king, have followed the Pandavas out of love. They too spent the night there with them. Surrounded by those Brahmavadis, the king shines resplendent in their midst. And that evening, at once beautiful and terrible, those Brahmanas, having lit their sacred fires, begin to chant the Vedas, and they speak among themselves. Those Brahmanottamas, with sweet voices, spent the night comforting that best of the Kurus, the king. My man, is this? No, no, I thought we were going to have knowledge. Yeah, I did some incredibly cheap reading, but yeah, when the night passes, so yeah, we are not going to see what was talked about on that night, because it really still feels like knowledge is being purified and new conclusions are being reached. But yeah, I guess we'll have to make do with what we have here. I guess, yeah. Let me see. Let me see, because I think I have something about the response that was given by Yudhishthira to his people, basically. Okay, yeah. I have kind of mentioned this before in the past as the whole people that represents their they are not servants. What are they? The civilians of the city of Hastinapura. All of those are moved almost as one, and they can almost be called another. In this case, in what I'm trying to go for, can be called obviously another part of their brothers, almost the sixth brother, and yeah, the fifth part, just in case, doesn't really need to be that much analyzed because I think it is kind of very well known, a very well social fact known that uh, you shouldn't try to associate with those. I think, yeah, this is one of those that you can find in the Bible also. You shouldn't try to associate with the stupid because being with stupid drives you to be stupid. You should only associate with the wise because you want to be is wise and what you want to have is knowledge and what you want to be is prepared for the world. Not to find yourself plunged into despair because you are following those who also know nothing. Another way to say it is you shouldn't be with the blind because the blind leading the blind would only lead to the biggest of the abysses that can be found in life. So yeah, that part is very clear. But what seems to be seems to me important is the response that Yudhishthira gave to, in this case, his sixth brother, the whole civilians. That is that first and foremost, obviously, in this first part, we are blessed that the people led by the Brahmanas, moved by kindness and love, credit us with merits which we do not have. More than anything else, humbleness, as always, that can in no way whatsoever be discussed. I think certainly that level of humbleness is incredible. So yeah, that is a first amazing. The second part, give me a second, give me a second. I'm going to do it, but give me a second because I want to lose the idea. Please. I hope you're doing well, my man. The second part is the idea itself of setting this sixth brother to take care of them. I will say, I see it kind of as representing once again this whole concept that Hinduistic people has about the elder being needing to be taken care by the younger people, and almost kind of the same thing that happens with what is it with what is their name? I think it is also something that you can see kind of in I was only going to say Hinduistic people. I think in reality it is a very much well known concept overall. It is also found in the Bible that you should try to take care of your elders. So that is the same idea here, basically. If you know that, I don't have to explain myself that much. That basically, the elders should be taken care of more than anything else. Not even if some other things seem to be more important. In this case, to follow the dharma and the karma and the atma that the Pandavas might carry with them, what seems to be the most important thing, even more because their obligations don't allow them to take care of their family, is this kind of invisible sixth brother that is the whole civilian side of of the people of the Pandavas to take care for them of their family and to caress them as they need to be properly taken care of. Because obviously, what kind of completes this whole idea kind of is what is said here. By doing this, you will do me great service and give me much satisfaction. I didn't notice. I think it was kind of mentioned. I thought it was kind of mentioned here. I almost gave it as kind of what? What the fuck? I never paid attention to that. I thought it was kind of mentioned here that it was also a thing that was going to give the whole civilian side punya, as in it was going to be another way to obtain dharma and karma and all of that, because once again it relates to this whole idea of you need to take care of your people, basically. In this case, of your elders, but yeah, kind of well to not see that mentioned. I think I kind of implied that myself. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I thought I thought I read that. I didn't notice that I implied that. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that is all I have to say with that whole idea. I think. I think, yeah. I think. So, well, let me drink water, and after that I will give you your cues. Okay, as always, Wongkun, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I hope you can, as always, please remember to take care of yourself. I hope that you have been enjoying what you have, and that you can keep finding, in this case, much more love for what you are doing and for what you wish to do. Note that, as always, people is interested in what you do. That you, with that same love that you put behind it, should allow others to perceive it and should allow others to also give their love to you, because it is certainly one of the most precious things, not only to give but also to let it enter into your life, the love that comes from what is created from your utmost desire. So yes, please, Wonkum, do it, and do it good, not because you are not doing good, but rather because you can always do good. So thank you. Thank you once again, Monko. And I hope you can keep doing it. There it is, my man. There you have it. I hope you're happy with that. I don't really have that much of an idea about how to make it more on a Valentine edition than that. So yeah, there you have it. What? I don't know what that means, Jul, but okay. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I guess if there is nothing more to do, I will continue. Canto 2. Arangiaga Parva continua. But Sampayana said, when night passes and day breaks, the mendicant Brahmanas stand before the Pandavas of lofty deeds who are about to enter the forest. King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, says to them, we have been robbed of our kingdom and wealth, robbed of everything, and we are about to enter the deep vana in sorrow. We will eat fruit and roots, and what the hand fetches. The forest is full of danger, abounding in snakes and beasts of prey. We will suffer privation and misery there. The sufferings of Brahmanas can overpower even the gods. That they will overwhelm me is certain. Therefore, O Brahmanas, turn back, go wherever you will. The Brahmanas reply, O king, our path is yours, we are your devotees. You who practice true dharma, do not forsake us. The very gods are compassionate to their worshippers, especially Brahmanas of self-restraint. Yudhishthira says, regenerate once, I am also devoted to Brahmanas, but destitution has overtaken me, and I am confused. My brothers, who will gather fruit and roots and hunt deer, are stupefied with the shock of losing our kingdom and the grief of Draupadi. I cannot employ them in painful or demanding tasks. The Brahmanas say, Dharmaraja, have no care about supporting us. We will follow you, providing for our own food. Through our dhyana and our prayers, we will care for you and cheer you and ourselves with pleasant conversation. Yudhishthira says, indeed, nothing pleases me more than the company of good Brahmanas. Yet, in my fall, I see myself as deserving reproach. How then will I bear to look at all of you feeding yourselves, while you follow me out of your love? Ah, I curse Dharathira's evil sons, sobbing. The king sits upon the ground. Then a left Brahmana, Saunaka, bears in the knowledge of the Atman and skilled in Sankhya Yoga, says to him, day after day, causes of grief in thousands, and causes of fear in hundreds, overwhelm the ignorant, but not the wise. Surely, sensible men like you never allow themselves to be deluded by actions which are contrary to true knowledge, which are fraught with every kind of evil, and which destroy moksha. In you there dwells the understanding furnished with the 8 attributes, the jnana which comes from studying the Sruti and the Shastras, which knowledge provides against all evils, and men like you are never confounded, not upon finding themselves impoverished or at the affliction of their friends, either through mental or bodily illness. Listen, and I will repeat the slokas told of old by Hanaka, which deal with the subject of controlling the self. This world is afflicted with both bodily and mental suffering. Here now the means of allaying the twin torments, both in brief and in some detail. Disease, contact with things of pain, toil, and being deprived of objects of desire cause bodily suffering. Disease is allied with medicines, ailments of the mind through yoga and meditation. Good physicians first seek to allay the mind sufferings of their patients with pleasant conversation and offering them desirable objects. Even as a hot iron rod immersed into a jar heats the water inside, even so mental grief brings bodily agony. And as water quenches fire, so does true knowledge allay mental disquiet. When the mind finds ease, the body finds ease also. Affection seems to be the root of all sorrows. Affection makes every creature miserable and brings on every kind of woe. Affection is the root of misery and of all fear, of joy and grief of every kind, of pain. From affection spring all motives to action, and the love of worldly goods. Both these are sources of evil. Though the first is worse than the second. As a spark fire lit in the hollow of a tree consumes the tree to its very roots, even so affection, be it ever so little, destroys both dharma and artha. A man who has merely been withdrawn from worldly life cannot be said to have renounced the world. However, he who, while in active contact with the world, greatly sees its flaws, may be said to have truly renounced the world. Freed from every evil passion, his soul dependent on nothing, such a man has indeed relinquished the world. No one should seek to attach his affections either on friends or the wealth he has earned. So, also, must attachment and affection for one's own person be extinguished through knowledge, like the lotus leaf, which is never watered by water, are the souls of men who can distinguish between the ephemeral and the everlasting. Men devoted to the pursuit of the eternal, who know the scriptures and are purified by knowledge, can never be moved by affection. The man influenced by affection is tortured by desire. From the desire that springs up in his heart, his thirst for worldly possessions increases. This thirst is sinful and is the source of all anxiety. This terrible thirst, fraught with evil, leads men to sin. Those who can renounce this thirst, never to it, find the happiness which does not decay with the decay of the body, which is truly the fatal disease. That joy has neither beginning nor end. Abiding in the heart, desire destroys creatures like an incorporeal fire. Ah, shit! As a word, insert word of wood is consumed by the fire that it feeds, even so an impure man finds death from the covetousness born in his heart, as all living creatures always have a dread of death. Wealthy men live in constant dread of the king and the thief, of water and fire, and even of their relatives. A morsel of meat, if in the air, can be devoured by birds. if on the ground by beasts of prey, if in the water by fish, even so a man of wealth is exposed to danger wherever he is. To many, the wealth they own is their bane, and he who sees happiness in wealth and becomes wedded to it never knows true happiness. So, the accession of wealth is seen as what increases covetousness and folly. Wealth alone is the root of. Wait, what the fuck is this word? What the fuck is this word? This is literally the first time I see it, and I know that I might as well not even try to pronounce it. What is going on, my man? No, shut up, Bunkum. I have no, no, my man. Thank you, but no. What? Let me. I think this is the first time in my whole life that I see it. Let me search for the meaning of it. What the fuck? Cheap. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. Sadly, I can't say some words, but yeah. It means cheap. What? It can't mean cheap. What the fuck? What the fuck is this word? I don't even know. It was translated into Spanish. I don't know the word in Spanish even. What the fuck? Wait. No, I mean, I don't even know what it means on Spanish, so I need to learn even more. Let me. What? Grudgingly means about spending or renting. Yeah. Okay. And incredibly. Okay, it is not simply cheap, it is literally the worst kind of cheapness, basically. That is kind of the quote-unquote proper translation. The worst type of cheapness, I guess, yeah. Thank you, Chol. But yeah, what the fuck is this word? I guess in this context it has literally no association whatsoever with the real N word, I guess, so kind of weird to say that. I wouldn't have expected that. Yeah, for a second I got really worried, but anyways, wealth alone is the root of a word, second word in the same canto, and boastfulness, pride, anxiety, and fear. These are the miseries of men that the wise see in owning riches. Men undergo infinite miseries in the acquisition and the retention of wealth. Its expenditure is also fraught with grief. Why? Sometimes life itself is lost for the sake of wealth. Loss of wealth brings misery, and even those whom a man nurtured with his wealth become enemies for the sake of that wealth. When owning wealth is ridden with such sorrow, one should not mind its loss. Only the ignorant and discontented, the wise are always content. The tears for wealth can never be slaked. Contentment is the highest happiness. So it is that the wise regard contentment as the highest goal worth striving for. The wise know the evanescence of youth and beauty, of life and treasure, of prosperity and the company of loved ones, and never covet this. A man must refrain from acquiring overmuch wealth, for none who is rich is free from trouble. This is why the virtues laud those who are free from the desire for wealth. And for those that pursue wealth for dharma, it is better for them to desist, since surely it is better not to touch dirt at all than to wash it off after having been besmirched by it. Yudhishthira, do not covet anything, and if you seek dharma, relieve yourself from the desire for possessions. Yudhishthira says, Diha, my desire for wealth is not for enjoying it, but only to support you, Brahmanas. I am not driven by greed. Why? O Brahmana, do I live the life of a grihasta if I cannot cherish and support those who follow me? All creatures divide the food they procure among those that depend on them. A grihasta should share his food with yatis and brahmacharis who have renounced cooking for themselves. The houses of good men must never want for grass. Beds, food, water, and fifthly, sweet words, for the standing a seat of grass. for the weary a bed, water for the thirsty, and food for the hungry. Kind looks, a cheerful heart, and sweet words are always due to a guest. Rising, the host must go up to welcome a guest, offer him a seat, and worship him. This is Sanatana Dharma. They who do not perform the Agnihotra, do not care for their cows and bulls, cherish their kinsmen, guests, friends, sons, wives, and servants, are consumed by sin for their neglect. None should cook food just for himself. None should slay an animal without dedicating it to the gods, the mains and guests. Nor should one eat food which has not been duly offered to the devas and the beaters. One must set food on the earth, morning and evening, for dogs and chandalas, scatter grain for beads, and then perform the Viswadeva sacrifice. He who eats the Bhikhasa, what has first been offered during a sacrifice to the gods and the mains, it's ambrosia. What remains after feeding a guest is Bhikhasa and equal to Amrita. Feeding a guest is equal to a sacrifice, and the pleasant looks the host casts upon the guest, the attention he pays him, the sweet words in which he addresses him, the respect he pays by following him, and the food and drink which he serves him are the 5 dakshinas of that sacrifice. He who gives food unstintingly to a tired wayfarer whom he has never seen before finds great punya. The Grihasta who follows these practices, I have heard, gains great religious merits over Brahmana. What do you say about this? Saunaka says, Alas, this world is full of contradictions. He who blames the good pleases the evil. Moved by ignorance and passion, and being slaves to their senses, even fools perform many acts of apparent punya, but only to gratify their appetites in the afterlife. With eyes open, their seducing senses lead these men astray, rather like a charioteer who has fallen, by having restive and whipped horses. When any of the 6 senses find this particular object, desire springs up in the heart to enjoy that particular object. When the heart begins to enjoy that object of a sense, it entertains a wish, which then spawns a resolve. Finally, pierced by the shafts of the objects of enjoyment, set loose by the desire which constitutes the seat of the resolve, like an insect falling into a flame from its lobe of light, the man falls into the fire of temptation. Thereon, blinded by sensual pleasure, which he seeks without stint, steeped in dark ignorance and folly, which he mistakes for joy, he does not know himself. Like a wheel which incessantly turns every creature from avidya, karma, and kama, falls into various states in this world, wandering from one bird to another, and ranges the entire range of existences from Brahma to the point of a blade of grass, no on water, no on land, and again in the air. This is the Karin of those who are without knowledge. Listen now to the course of the wise, they who are intent on Dharma, Artha, and who wish for moksha. The Vedas enjoin that we act but renounce actions fruit. You must perform karma, but without ahamkara, ego. The performance of sacrifices, study of the Vedas, gifts, penance, truth in both speech and act, forgiveness, subduing the senses, and renunciation of desire. These have been declared to be the 8 cardinal duties which make up the true path. Of these, the 4 first pave the way to the world of the beaters, and these must be practiced without ahimana, pride. The last 4 are observed by the pious to attain the heavens of the devas. The pure in spirit must always follow these 8 paths. Those who wish to subdue the world for moksha must engage in karma, entirely renouncing motives, subduing their senses, unswervingly observing sombratas, devotedly serving their gurus, austerely regulating their food, diligently studying the Vedas, relinquishing action as mean and restraining their hearts. By renouncing desire and aversion, have the gods attained prosperity. Through the wealth of yoga, the Rudras, the Satyas, the Adityas, the Vasus, and the Aswin twins rule other creatures. Therefore, Kaunteya, like them, O Bharata, you also refrain from karma with motive. strive towards attaining yoga through austerities. Already, you have paid your debts to your ancestors, both male and female. You have successfully performed yagnas and good karma. Now, in order to test the Brahmanas, strive to attain success in tapasya. For those who find success at penance can do whatever they like. So, through tapasya, gain whatever you wish. Yeah, I am losing anyone? No, I mean, these descriptions can be real. I am not going to read them because I remember this. Yeah, but okay. First thing to say, it is incredibly fucking dense, this one. Yeah, I guess. It is another instance of too much information. All at the same time. We could try to take this on, but I mean, even if I didn't take it on, the knowledge is still kind of understandable to a certain degree. Yeah, this thing to say is always, even if we are not in any way whatsoever pursuing what is the objective of getting punya and getting dharma and arising into swarga, into realms of great devas and all of that, and to also satisfy our Peters as in our ancestors and all of that, the lessons are still applicable to daily life. The consequences are still observable, and the knowledge that is contained inside of acting for the sake of good. And obviously, in this case, as it was so incredibly repeated, acting for the sake only of good and nothing else is what should remain. But, I mean, can I really add something else? I mean, yeah, I don't think I have that much possibility in this case, because sadly, yeah, it is too much things to analyze. I have, yeah, first and foremost, I have to go to the bathroom. So, yeah. No, fuck! I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Nobody heard that shit. I have to take an idle break. That is what I have to do. I didn't say that. I didn't say shit. I am going to take an idle break. That is what I said. You didn't hear anything else. But yeah, I guess I will try to decide when I come back from my idle break, quote unquote. So yeah, let me let me let me transition into here, and so what is it here? So yeah, give me a second because I need to do something. Thank you for your patience, and see you in like sometime when I am back from my idle break. Not as a kickback. I never properly changed the size of the back screen. Haha. Anyways, here we are. Yeah, I don't know. I might as well. No. I was on a break. No, this is so sad. Thank you, Julian. Sorry. I didn't see it. I missed that. Thank you for the break. Let me do properly my show at the very least. Sorry, I had to do something. I hope your stream went well. I hope you were. I don't remember seeing what was it, so I hope you're capable of having a good time. And yeah, here we are. I guess I might as well continue a little bit more then to do properly what is my obligation. Properly, also kind of necessary for me to say it. Please give Solina a follow. She's a very interesting gamer. Plays more. I think most of what she plays is Fortnite, but she also plays sometimes. Right now, I think it was Saints Row. Oh, what else? Mafia, I think it was also. I don't know. A lot of shooters and third-person shooters also. So yeah, very interesting. But well, where I haven't really come into the acceptance if I want or not to analyze this. I guess I will try to some degree do that. But yeah, let me see what is it that we left. Ah, no. Once again, thank you. Sorry for for being on a break. Thank you for the break. I hope, as I said, you're doing well and you enjoy the stream. As always, just want to say what happened, and if not, obviously, thanks. And it is completely understandable that you might as well want to take a break. So, no problem in doing so. Let me see this. We were over here. Okay, we were on this part. As in, we were kind of finishing with the whole. Let me see. Okay, we were dealing with, let's say, knowledge. I don't think I can really add that much more to what is being said over here. But kind of, yeah. On a very short explanation, it talks about the necessity of being not so attached once again. And I cannot really say anything is my main question, but I guess if I don't really try it, it is kind of impossible for me to do it. So yeah, I I have kind of a question itself that is, why is this what is it, Mahatma? No, what is it, Berishma? No, what? I don't remember the name. So, it isn't Kawata, I don't remember the name. What is it? Let's see. Dharma? No, Brahmana. That. Why is this Brahmana kind of lecturing the son? I mean the king? Why is Brahmana lecturing Yudhishthira? Let's see. I mean, day after day, casos se fueron intentados en casos de ignorance, but not otherwise. I guess, kind of to a certain extent, if it were to be taken from the side of trying to show why it is necessary to allow them to be, it talks about the necessity of letting people be kind of close because they want to be, and to distract yourself or to lie to yourself about the idea of they not really wanting to be together with you, because as an individual we decide to believe that somehow I wouldn't say simply stuff isn't going our way, rather people is not really giving us the chance of showing the different things that we really want. Or, well, I wouldn't say simply show, more like the worries itself of life in that sense. And the worries itself, as it was later on mentioned, also the knowledge that is contained in having what is appropriate to receive those who come to us. Because I I don't remember. Now I need to check. Was it the Brahmana or was it Yudhishthira who mentioned about properly receiving people and all of that? Because maybe if it is from that point, then what is kind of being talked about is from the side of let me see. Yeah. It's yeah. And okay. It is kind of a discussion about how important it is to allow people to come into your life when they want to be part of it. And so we personally find it worrying that they might willingly take the risk that represents or that lie behind doing such kind of actions, I would say. Because at the end of the day, sadly, what happens is we kind of lie to ourselves and we kind of delude ourselves with the knowledge that people is not suited for being with us, when in reality what they are literally searching for is to share their time and to share their experiences and to share their life with us. I will kind of say, if I am not misinterpreting what I just read. And in that same sense, it is that the Brahmana tries to make this the point of letting, obviously in this whole story, the Brahmanas be part of the Pandavas' adventure, because more than anything else, also, the Brahmanas are gaining a lot of things from being here. Therefore, to let them be part of it is to allow great things to come into reality, I will say. But I'm missing something else. I mean, obviously there is also a lot of knowledge that can be applied on life itself. First and foremost, the lesson of letting people be part of our life, even if we believe that sometimes we're not suited for them. And on the other side also, the necessity that is to to receive properly people when we have the possibility of doing so, and what it represents to have this possibility and how much of an importance it has. But yeah, I mean, not that much more, I will try to say. I hope I am not missing anything. I hope, I wish. So yeah, basically that, I guess. Let me see. Give me just for a second. Let me skim. Okay, yeah. And a better conclusion also, taking into consideration all of this final response that is given by the Brahmana, is that I don't know if it is going to be continued the discussion or not. I might want to check the next canto. No, yeah, okay, it isn't. But then the proper conclusion is that because in this case the Pandavas have already properly dealt with everything else that pertains to their life, now to let the Brahmanas be part of their adventure is to keep obtaining all of the tapasya that end up leading them to those realms that were talked about before, those realms of the devas and all of that. But yeah, I mean, not that much complexity behind it, I would say, because the rest of the things are done by people who is considered almost perfect. So yeah, all of the other prospects are already fulfilled in their lives. So yeah, I guess that very well. I don't know. I might not have that much more to say so far. So yeah, kind of obligatory. I think whatever I can try to add is completely incomparable to the whole text itself, to the whole second canto. So it is better to read it. This is certainly one of the few times that I have to say it. It is better to read it and to analyze it slowly. Also because there are a lot of things that are incredibly compressed behind sentences and all of that. So yeah, not that much of a possibility for me to explain them. So yeah, anyways, let me think how late it is. Okay, I will do one more countdown. After that I will leave. We will call it a day. So yeah, let me drink water. Very well. Canto 3. Aranyeka Paravakantul. Vasampayana said, thus, addressed by Saunaka, Yudhishthira approaches his priest, and in the presence of his brothers says, the Brahmanas bears in the Vedas mean to follow me into the forest. I am beset by misfortune and cannot support them. I cannot abandon them either, but I have no power to offer them sustenance. Holy One, tell me what I shall do. Damya uses his yogic powers to reflect a moment. Then, that Divihotama says to Yudhishthira, once, long ago, all creatures were sorely affected by hunger, and Savita the sun took pity upon them, even like a father. First, he went north and drew up water through his rays. Returning south, he remained above the world, with his heart, his heat indrawn. While the sun remained thus poised, the moon made the vapor within the solar orb into clouds, poured them down as rain, and created plants. Thus, it is the sun himself who, drenched by the moon's influence, is transformed, upon the sprouting of seeds, into holy nutriments furnished with the six tastes, and this constitutes the food of all creatures upon the earth. So, the food which supports the lives of creatures is infused with solar energy, and hence the sun is the father of all creatures. Yudhishthira, you must also seek refuge in Surya. Many illustrious and high-born kings of mighty deeds delivered their people through Tapasya. The great Kartavirya, Vanya, and Nahusha all saved their people from calamities by practicing dhyana after swearing their vratas. Virtuous Mahabharata, you also purify yourself with dhyana and vigorously support the Brahmanas. Hanamahaya said, how did that bull among the Kurus, Yudhishthira Dharmaraja, adore the lustrous sun for the sake of the Brahmanas? Vaisampayana said, listen carefully, O king, purify yourself and withdraw your mind from every other thought. King of kings, appoint an hour for it, and I will tell you everything in detail. Listen to the 108 names of the sun, as Damya disclosed them of old to Pritason, the Mahatman. No! What the I don't have an hour. I mean, let me see this. This isn't that long, right? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, exactly 108 names. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let me try to make it fast. Anyways, Damya spoke these names: Surya, Yaman, Bhagat, Twastri, Pusha, Arka, Savitri, Rava, Gabhastimat, Ahakala, Mrityu, Datri, Paphakara, Pithivi, Apatik, Teja, Vayu, Parayana, Soma, Brihaspati, Sukra, Bodha, Angaraka, Indra, Vivaswat, Driptantsu, Suchi, Sauri, Sanechara, Bama, Vishnu, Rudra, Skanda, Vairasvana, Yama, Vaidutya, Hatarangni, Agni, Andya, Tejasampati, Dharmatwaha, Vikadarta, Vedanga, Vedabhana, Krita, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, full of every impurity, Kala, Kashta, Muhurta, Kshapa, Yata, and Shana. Sambata Saraka, no, Sambatsarakara, Aswatha, Karachakra, Vibhavasu, Purusha, Saswata, Yogin, Kyata, Sanatana, Kalatyaksha, Prahadyaksha, Viswakarma, Tamoundak, Varuna, Sagara, Ansu, Himuta, Hivana, Arihan, Bhutasaraya, Bhutapatis, Sarastri, Sambarataka, Bahi, Sarvasgyati, Alolupa, Ananta, Kapila, Banu, Kamada, Sarvatomukha, Jaya, Visala, Varada, Manas, Suparna, Butadi, Sigraga, Prandharaka, Dambantari, Dumaketu, Adideva, Aditisuta, Dvadasatman, Aravidansaksha, what? Aravidansaksha, what? Aravindaksha, there it is. Pitamata, Pitamaha, oh my god. Swaragadwara, Parhadwara, Mokshatwara, Trivishpata, Dehakarta, Parasantatman, Viswatman, Viswatomukha, what the fuck? Charachatman, Sukshmatman, the merciful Maitreya. These are the 108 names of Surya, of measureless energy, as told by the Swayambhuka. For prosperity I bow down to you, O Bhaskara, who blaze like gold or fire, who is worshipped by the Devas, the Pitars and the Yakshas, who is adored by Asuras, Nisacharas and Siddhas, he who with fixed attention recites hymn at sunrise, gains a wife and children, reaches unto resemblance of his former life. By reciting his hymn, a person attains patience and memory, certainly. Concentrating his mind, let a man recite this hymn, for he shall become proof against the grief, forest fire and ocean, and every object of desire shall be his. Hearing this from Daundya, Yudhishthira absorbs himself in dhyana, so he can support the Brahmanas, worshipping the maker of day with flowers and other offerings. The king performed his ablutions, standing in the river. He turns his face towards the god of day, touching the water of the Ganga. The virtuous Yudhishthira, his senses perfectly controlled, the air, his only substance, stands there, his soul wrapped, his breath regulated in pranayama. Having purified himself and restrained his speech, he begins to sing the hymn of praise to the sun. Yudhishthira says, You are, O Surya, the eye of the universe. You are the soul of all corporeal existences. You are the origin of all things. You are the embodiment of the deeds of all religious men. You are the refuge of the Sankhyas and the support of the yogis. You are a door without bolts. You are the sanctuary of those who seek moksha. You sustain and light the world, sanctify and support it. Out of pure compassion, appearing before you, Brahmanas burst in the Vedas, worship you with hymns from the Vedas. The rishis adore you, wanting boons from you. The Siddhas, the Charanas, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Uyakas, and the Nagas follow your chariot coursing through the sky. The 33 Devas, with Upendra and Mahendra, and the order of Vaimanikas, have attained success by worshipping you. 33 Devas, by offering you garlands of the celestial mandaras. The best of the Vidyadharas have had all their wishes fulfilled. The Guyas and the 7 orders of the Pitar, both divine and human, became superior only by adoring you. The Vasus, the Marutas, the Rudras, the Satyas, the Marichipas, the Barahilias, and the Siddhas became preeminent by bowing down to you. I know there is nothing in all the 7 worlds, including that of Brahma, which is beyond you. There are other beings both great and endowed with dehas, but none of them has your luster and energy. A light is in you, indeed. You are the Lord of all light. In you are the 5 elements and all intelligence, knowledge, asceticism, and the ascetic qualities. The chakra with which the wielder of the saranga humbles the pride of Asuras, the disc with the beautiful nave, was forged by Vishwakarma from your Texas. In summer, through your race, you derive moisture from all corporeal beings, from plants and fluid things, and put it down during the monsoon. Your rays warm and scorch, and becoming clouds, roar and flash with lightning, and pour down showers when each season comes. Not fire, shelter, or woolen clothes give greater comfort against the cold than your rays. With your rays, you illumine all the earth. With her 13 dvipas, you alone engage yourself constantly in the welfare of the three worlds. If you do not rise, the universe becomes blind and the wise cannot strive to attain Dharma, Artha and Kama. Through your grace, the three Varnas, the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, and the Vaisyas perform their various duties and sacrifices. Those who fathom time such say that you are the beginning and the end of a day of Brahma, which lasts a full 1,000 yugas. You are the Lord of Manus and the sons of the Manus, of the universe and of men, of the Mambataras and their lords. When the time of Pralaya comes, the Varsambartaka, born of your wrath, consumes the three worlds and exists alone. Born of your race, clouds of many hues, along with Airavata and Devahara, bring the appointed deluges, and dividing yourself into 12 parts, becoming as many suns, you drink up the ocean once more with your race. You are called Indra, you are Vishnu, you are Brahma, you are Prajapati, you are fire and you are the subtle mind, you are the Lord and the eternal Brahman, you are Hansa, you are Savitri, you are Banu, and Sumalin, and Breshakapi, you are Vivaswan, Mihira, Pusha, Mitra, and Dharma. You are Thousand Ray, you are Aditya, Tapana, and the Lord of Rays. You are Martanda, Arka, Ravi, Surya, Saranya, the Maker of Day. You are Divakara, Saptasasti, Damakesin, and Virochana. They say you are swift as light and the destroyer of darkness, the owner of golden steeds, he who reverentially adores you on the 6th or the 7th lunar day, calmly and with tranquility of mind finds the grace of Lakshmi. They that single-mindedly worship you are delivered from all dangers, agonies, and afflictions. They who hold that you are everywhere. Being the soul of all things, live long, are freed from sin, and are immune to all disease. O Lord of all food, it becomes you to grant abundant food to me, for I wish to feed my Atithis, my guest, with every reverence. I bow also to all your followers, who have taken refuge at your feet, Matara, Aruna, Danda, Sani, Shubha, and the others, and I bow to the celestial mothers of all creatures, Shubha, Maitri, and the rest. Oh, let them deliver me, their supplicant. Thus, O Maharajan, Yudhishthira adores the sun, purifier of the world, pleased with him. The maker of day, self-luminous and blazing like fire, shows himself to the son of Pandu, because one says, you will have everything that you want. I will provide you with food for 5 and 7 years. O king, take this copper vessel from me, and as long as Panchali holds this vessel, without partaking of its contents, or fruits, roots, and meat and vegetables cooked in your kitchen, these 4 kinds of food shall well inexhaustibly from today. What? Shall well inexhaustibly from it from today. On the 14th year from this, you will regain your kingdom. Saying this, the Deva vanishes. He who once again and recites him with his mind absorbed in dhyana will have whatever he wishes for from the sun, however difficult of acquisition what he asks for might be. And the one who hears or chants this stotra day after day, wanting a son, he or she gets one, and if riches, gets those, and if learning, acquires that too, and the man or woman who chants this hymn every day during the 2 sandhyas is delivered from all danger and bonds. Brahma himself taught this hymn to the illustrious Sakra, Narada had it from Sakra, and Damya from Narada. Damya gave it to Yudhishthira, and the Pandava got whatever he wished for. Through this hymn, a man can always be victorious at war and acquire immense wealth too. It leads to It lets the one who recites it from all sins to the realm of the sun. With the sun's boom, the copper vessel, Yudhishthira comes out of the water, claps down his feet, and embraces his brothers, going into their kitchen with Panchali. Then Pandu's son begins to cook the day's food. That food, though minuscule in quantity, clean and furnished with the four tastes, increases and becomes inexhaustible. With it, Yudhishthira begins to feed the Brahmanas, and when they have eaten, he feeds his brothers and eats what remains himself, the portion called Brighasa. After Yudhishthira has eaten, Brihasta's daughter, Draupadi, eats what remains, and when she has eaten, the food for that day is exhausted and the copper vessel empty. Thus, with his boon from the maker of day, the son of Pandu, himself as splendid as that Deva, begins to feed his Brahmanas the finest fare. Obedient to their priest, Prita's sons, on auspicious lunar days, constellations and conjunctions perform sacrifices according to the ordinance, the scriptures, and the mantras. After the sacrifices, the Pandavas, blessed by the auspicious rites which Dauna performs, and accompanied by him, and surrounded also by the Brahmanas, set out for the Kambyakavana. Not much more to add. Good luck deciphering what I didn't say here. I think it is kind of clear. Yeah, it's kind of clear what is being said here. If you get it, wow, bad luck. Yeah. No, but yeah, not that much more to add today. I guess we're kind of done. I it didn't take me that long. I expected to last some more on that. It seemed longer, but well, anyways. Oh man, sorry. Sorry for hitting the microphone. Sorry. We are done for today. What? It was only 25 pages. What I have just read. What? How much? 2 hours and a half, and it was only 25 pages. Are you joking with me, my bro? What the fuck? Anyways, anyways, as always, it was enjoyable. Although it was not even close to what I wanted to really read, or how much I expected to really read. It seems that, we have done our work today, so we might as well take our leave. Also, I am starting to lose my voice because it is kind of late. So, anyways, I guess we are going to ride some by, as it is kind of necessary for us. Kind of a good thing it is that because it is late, there isn't that many people to choose from. So, anyways, let me see. There is... Okay, I have one target in particular. Okay, anyways, I have already chosen where. But, aside from that, as always, thanks for being here, thanks for watching, thanks for showing. I hope it was understandable what I tried to talk about today. I have been trying to make it less of just literally me reading, because at the end of the day, it is very true that only reading is not really that much enjoyable, taking into consideration even more that I have things that not make it less entertaining, because pronunciation and all of that. So as always, I think in this case it is kind of necessary to say it, just in case. We have our Discord, so if there is any question whatsoever about things that I didn't explain properly, please join there and ask me, because I am completely free to answer whatever it is. So now without much more to say, I didn't do it here. We're going to rate one place. In this case, we're going to rate Mewy Place. So as always, thanks for being here, thanks for watching, thanks for enjoying. As I said before, I hope it was nice, and well, remember to stay safe, remember to stay nice, remember to stay hopeful, remember to stay happy, and well, now we're going to leave, and whenever we can, we're going to get back to here. And at the very least, if we can't get back, we will enjoy what we did today, because that is the most precious thing, the gift of enjoying what you already did. And as always, it was a beautiful occasion. So yeah, as I said, also, we're leaving. Now we're going to read who we play doing a, what is it? Hiding an object game called an arcade full of cats. So yeah, people, thanks for everything. Now, as I said, thanks. Remember to stay nice, safe, hydrated, rested, and yeah, goodbye everybody. Now, right, also, the what is